problem that this video is meant to solve is so many of my clients, they know they're very good at what they do. They know it helps people, but they really struggle with it. It's way easier. So I have some corporate clients that I do some of their marketing for them. And then I have the side of my business with the clients that I'm helping build their business. Even for me, and I would say I'm pretty comfortable talking about how I can help people and asking for a sale and all of those things. But even for me, it is much easier to market for someone else than it is for myself. And so sometimes our copy can feel leaden. We struggle to say what we mean. Maybe some of you are using AI and it just sounds generic and bland. So this is going to be a hack for you guys to use when you are putting together content. This is especially helpful if you are putting together content for a sales page or for an event or an offer that you're selling. And things come out sounding like everyone else when we think about them like everyone else. That is often why some of the most creative and unique people have the easiest time making offers and doing marketing, because they tend to come at things from different angles. So let's reframe this a little bit and get you some of the basis for the hack. So De Bono, I think that's how you pronounce it, but Edward de Bono was a guy who spent his whole life studying how to get people unstuck. And one of the concepts that he came up with and wrote a lot about was lateral thinking. So sideways thinking, for those of you guys who saw my post. In those of you who watch this later, when you do this exercise, I would love for you to post in the comments and let me know how it goes for you. So one of his techniques for sideways or lateral thinking takes about 60 seconds to do. And it's a really good idea to do before you write copy. Another thing to keep in mind about writing copy is before you try to polish it, before you try to put the good logic together, all of those sorts of things, what your first draft should be about is just emotion and what's in your heart. And when you get that on paper, then it's easier to edit and put in some of those more intellectual or logical pieces to the copywriting. So this concept we're going to talk about today is called random entry. And in a nutshell, what it is for you to think of a random word. And if you were watching this, if people were live, I was going to have you kind of put a random word in the chat and just test it on the fly. So you know I didn't prepare this hack ahead of time. So those of you who are watching this later, think of a random word, and I'm going to use the word macadamia nut, because this is my little snack when I'm sitting at my desk and I'm hungry, and that was the first thing I laid eyes on. So macadamia nut is going to be our word. What does a macadamia nut do? What's it good for? For me, it gives me a snack that is full of protein and healthy fats so that I don't eat crap. Because I am in a phase of life where I put on weight a lot easier than I used to. And so I've had to be really creative or more in tune to what I'm putting in my body. And in a lot of ways, I'm just getting started. So it's really important that I keep my physical body functioning well, okay? So for me, the problem it solves is it gives me a snack and it feels like a treat to me because I love macadamia nuts. And that's what it's for me. And it's right here at my desk, so I don't even have to get up. Okay, so now once you've picked that random word, in our example here, macadamia nuts, and you have defined what it's for, I want you to force that answer onto your topic. So, for example, I'm talking about copywriting right now and writing content. So if I was going to force the term macadamia nut into the concept of copywriting, I would say using the topic of lateral thinking and random entry can help keep you from feeling like a macadamia nut when you are writing your copy. See how that happened? Now, that may or may not be something that I use for the actual copy when I do this, but it's a little funny. I could definitely run with that, right? And how many people have you heard talking about copywriting along with the concept of a macadamia nut? Probably, I would say it's safe to say nobody. Part of what is really powerful about this is that the internet is really noisy. So if you are a coach or you're selling a product or anything like that, it's a little different for service-based businesses. It's not quite as hard for them to get business because if they show up and do the job and are fair and honest, they're going to retain business and grow it, right? I have a lot of friends who are contractors or plumbers or things like that, and they're doing very well right now. AI is not replacing their jobs, right? But for those of us who are in the digital landscape, we're having to work a little harder to stand out. This is a very simple way to do it. And it's really fun. Coffee cup. Coffee cup is the word that Dana came up with. So what problem does the coffee cup solve and what is the purpose for? So don't let me take yours because you might have a different things that come to mind. But coffee cup, what comes to mind for me is my coffee cups are like random mugs from all over. So all of the different mugs are a different memory. So coffee cups for me are like comforting and cozy and home and safety. I don't actually drink coffee every day because I can't stand drinking hot drinks in the summer. But coffee in the winter is nothing better than sitting by, hugging a mug. There you go, warm, soothing memories. Okay, so how could you force that, Dana, those concepts into the marketing of your next workshop or your next event or your next post? That, hugging a mug, warm, soothing, those concepts would be really attractive for a live event, I think, especially with what you do, Dana. It was very quick, right? We riffed a little bit and got used Dana's example too. Oh, okay. I like it. So Dana teaches internal consent and how to stop overriding yourself to your detriment, right? And she does coaching around that. And so one of the concepts she could use then is when you learn to live from internal consent, life feels like a hug and a mug, warm and soothing, and brings good memories into your life. So isn't that awesome, you guys? And it's so easy and so simple and so fun. It takes the pressure off, and you could just repeat that until you found a concept you really loved. And usually what I tell people, you're onto a good idea. Okay, good. Dana's on board with that. You're on the right track when your intellect and your heart and your gut all line up around an idea. So if you have an idea and you think, oh, that could be really fun, but then there's something you think, but what about this? Wait until it all lines up. Intellect, heart, and gut. So I hope this was really helpful for you. This is one technique. There are several of these. And later this month or next month, I haven't decided when yet, you guys, if you like this concept and you're like, oh, this would be really helpful for writing and creating content or video scripts, whatever. If you like this, let me know in the chat and we can make it this month, the workshop this month versus next month. Okay, good. Dana loves it. So hopefully the rest of you do who watch this later. And we're going to open up a workshop for a small group of people who want to sharpen their copywriting skills as well as their creativity and their ability to come up with a new angle. And so drop that in the comments if you would like to be notified about that workshop when we launch that. And in the meantime, I hope this video was really helpful for you. Remember that you were born for this. If you are working on a purpose-based business, you were born for this, and you can keep taking steps. Each as the path unfolds, keep taking that next step into your purpose and profit. And thanks for being in the group, guys. I look forward to hearing your feedback. The rest of you, as you watch this video. All right. We will see you next time.